Are you ready? 3 things. The argument is, evolution says there is no God. The theory of evolution says there is no God. Evolution is true as a science, therefore there's no God. And we spend all our time attacking the science of evolution when the first premise is totally false. The theory of evolution, and I have to emphasize this, does not say there is no God. The theory of evolution is God neutral. You have famous atheist and agnostic evolutionary scientists standing up in public and saying, evolution does not address whether God exists. So if you have an evolutionary scientist teaching the theory of evolution as required by curriculum and then looking at the kids saying, therefore there is no God, he is not only grossly mistaken in what the science teaches, but grossly wrong in imposing a worldview called evolutionism on the science of evolution. And we waste a lot of time arguing the pros and cons of science of evolution when we could just all relax and go, guys, evolution does not address origins or the existence of God.
It's interesting because we were talking about this yesterday on the program, and the comment was made that, you know, Charles Darwin would probably be really shocked at what's been done with his research, with his whole premise. Who's reading this book? What age group is this for? Who made the moon? A father explores how faith and science agree.
And it's an exploration, except for what I just told you so emphatically. Okay, because really, don't tell me that evolution says there is no God, because that's wrong. Aside from that, it's an exploration. You have facts and data, and you have conclusions, and that's another place where our science teachers sometimes lead us astray. Because you're a grade 8 kid, and you don't understand that you can have inarguable data and arguable conclusions, right? And the teacher says, here's the inarguable data, and you're going, okay. And then the teacher says, this data means that. Where in the scientific world, they have reams and reams of papers arguing what the data means. Let's talk about the Big Bang Theory, right? Very briefly. And here's what else is difficult. Bumper sticker science. We have probably, 30 seconds left, you know, and to discuss something like that in 30 seconds. Once you understand what the Big Bang Theory says, and understand it so deeply points to a creator that atheist scientists are terrified of those conclusions, once again, you see why Anthony Flew said at age 81.
81.
81.
Changed
whole
his
lifetime,
mind.
Whole lifetime as an atheist, and said, you know, last 20 years of science, I have to say there is a God behind the universe.
Parents want to get their hands on this. Are the kids going to read this?
The kids are going to read it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's the other audience I'm finding, are teenagers, because they're seeing in the newspapers all this stuff about science, and sometimes it runs into what they're being taught at home. And
well, this is right on time. And, you know, the other end of the spectrum, Cindy.
Speaking of parents.
And forgive us for leaving you out of this intense
I've been
faith
enjoying
discussion. A first for you. You have become an author. and really it did start with a song.
Yeah. Well, actually, it started with Sigmund and Olivia. It did, like, before there was the song, there was the inspiration for the song. So this book, which began as a moment in our living room as a family. The book
Dance Me Daddy.
Dance Me Daddy. But when Olivia, who is now 9, was 3 years old, and it was before we had Savannah, our youngest daughter. So Sigmund and Olivia, all of our friends know that she's a clone of him. Like,
somebody said,
like, seriously?
Sigmund in a dress.
I mean, I got nothing.
That's very interesting.
There's an image I did not need.
She's beautiful, but yes, they are so much alike. But anyway, so when they were, when she was 3, and we had this kind of ritual, and most families have this ritual at night, and we would gather in the living room and turn off the lights, and they would dance, and she would say, "Dance me, Daddy," and she would, you know, do what little girls do, which is dance on the tops of her dad's feet. And so anyway, it was just something we did for a long time, and Olivia finally, and then Sigmund said, you know, sometime you should write a song about that. And so a year or so later, I did, and surprised him with it, along with a video and a little media clip.
Spoiled.
Can I jump in?
No.
No.
Go ahead.
my birthday.
Yeah.
We go downstairs. She turns the
Hockey
room dark.
friends.
All my hockey buddies are
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
Uh-oh.
She plays this video, vignettes of little videos of me and Olivia, and then the song. And I'm
He was
weeping
a
beyond
wreck.
control.
It was
And I'm
awesome.
thinking, here's all my hockey buddies. What am I going to do? And I finally look up, right? And they're all crying too.
So sweet.
Aw, that's so
Sweet. So from the song, he sent it to a publisher friend of ours at Zonder Kids, and they asked.
I just sent it as
Yeah.
he was a daddy, and we were talking. I said, he said how much he loves his little girls. I said, we'll listen to this song. And
Yeah.
you listen to it,
And then they asked if we could convert the song, if I could convert the song into. I said we, but I. But anyway, but I'm thankful for the part you played in it. So anyway.
You were the king of the world.
So, and then Point
You
of
are.
Grace ended up recording the song, and that's the song, King of the World, is in the back of the
and
book.
it comes in the
free.
book. See that? Sorry, I'm
That's
looking.
right. And so we feel like it's a
Where are
wonderful
you guys?
gift, not
Here
for
we are.
any girl, especially weddings, but little girls. And I've had a lot of little girls come up to me and say, "Oh, my dad's the king of the world," and it's
Well, and
so
the whole
sweet.
princess
Yeah,
theme
sure.
is wonderfully being reinforced in many, many ways. That
Yeah.
little girls are princesses; they're God's princess.
Yeah.
But the relationship between father and daughter, I'm sure we heard it over and over again here. A woman's femininity is affirmed, released through dad's treatment of her. How dad responds to daughter is really how she sees herself.
And I feel, I totally agree with you. And for me, I'm a Class A daddy's girl and love my mom. My mom is awesome, but I do think there is a special bond between a girl and her father. And I certainly had that and just had such an amazing relationship with my dad. And
You
I
just
think,
lost him a few years ago,
yeah,
Cindy.
yeah. And but you know what? And I think something like losing your parent, that does get easier with time. But I tell you what I carry with me is what he gave to me my whole life, which was he really believed, just like what you said, he thought I could do anything. And so I kind of believe that about myself. And that relationship never stops. Like, I look at Sigmund with the girls, and he is the same as my dad was. Like, he believes our girls can do anything they set their mind to,
Point of Grace
Yes,
recorded this song. King of the
did a
World
beautiful job.
did a
They did an
beautiful
awesome job.
job.
And they've told us that they've been at concerts and
Yeah.
they sing the song, and then afterwards these big old
Truckers
country boy
and-
truckers will walk up to them and they'll be crying.
Ruined.
And yeah,
Demolished.
they will be
It's the soft
crying.
place in a dad's heart. Like,
is.
it is their little girl.
You talked about daughters in a special relationship with their daddy,
Yeah.
but it's in reverse too.
Yes.
And if anyone goes to dancemedaddy.com and listens to the song, and if they're guys, I'm telling you right
Dare
now.
them. Just dare
no,
them.
I'm saying make sure you're alone when you do it. Because and I may start crying when she's doing the song, and the thing that always gets me is the end of the song when the girl comes home and her daddy's hair is all gray, and I just go, oh.
My day is coming.
I'm going to be old, Nick. I'm going to go right now. Excuse me. Got some Kleenex.
We have a treat for you, and you may want to get your Kleenex because we are going to hear Cindy reading just the opening pages of Dance Me Daddy, and then she's going to sing the song, King of the World. Here we go.
Dance Me Daddy by Cindy Morgan. Spinning around on the tops of his feet, she smiles like an angel and looks up so sweet. She wears a princess gown and a cardboard crown, and her pigtails dance and swirl. He's her hero, brave and strong, and she's her daddy's girl. He tells her jokes and makes her laugh. They play I Spy, Let's Pretend, and Catch Me If You Can. And when the moon is out and the sun's asleep, after dinner, dessert, and bedtime stories, she climbs up on the tops of his feet and says, "Dance me, Daddy, dance me around. Don't let my feet ever touch down. There's nothing better than being your girl, and if I am your princess, then you are king of the world."